San Diego, John, you're up on the Savage Nation.
Mike, I'd like to ask Mark Lloyd, how does he know if somebody's black or white over the radio airwaves? He wants to put, does he even know if I'm black or white? Let me ask him that.
No, well, how does he know that I'm white or black? Well, I guess he could look at the picture of me.
Yeah, I mean, at first, when I first started listening to you about 10 years ago, I thought you sounded black to me, but it didn't matter to me. It's what you.
I'm glad I sounded black. I told you that. I said on the air the other day, many people used to think what they wanted to think of me, and some people thought I was a black man because of my voice.
I'm not black or white. I'm an American, and that just flies in the face of 90%.
Well, wait, that's the current FCC diversity czar, Mark Lloyd, saying that we need affirmative action in radio. Listen to clip 1 now. Listen.
Although affirmative action largely benefited white women, that affirmative action was largely viewed as something that was benefiting blacks, not necessarily any of the other racial groups, but by blacks, and that blacks had gotten enough, and that it was time to do something about this, and these affirmative action programs needed to be stopped.
Well, you've certainly benefited by it. I can tell by your speech and by your thought, Mr. Mark Lloyd, that without affirmative action, you certainly wouldn't be where you are. So don't pull that game on me. I can guarantee you wouldn't be where you are was it not for affirmative action. But now, of course, your good friend Obama put you into the FCC, so now you can attack white males who you're jealous of, white males like Michael Savage, who have 50 times your brains, who got where they are, not through any help from guys like you and not from any help from anybody, but by crawling on glass and by working 100 times harder than you and by not using government to force anything down anyone's throat. I did it purely upon brains and talent, my friend, something you wouldn't know anything about. Thanks for the call. I'll be right back.
Savage.
Well, welcome back to the Savage Nation. So what's going on now is nothing short of totalitarianism when you have a president who owns the media, and you have a media who is owned by the president, favors being traded all around, meaning NBC being given very special favors, and as a result treating Obama with kid gloves, so to speak. Now you have czars being put in place who don't belong there. The czars are unconstitutional appointments, number one. They bypass the normal checks and balances policies of the United States of America. And Obama uses them because he himself, as you well know, is the imposter. So therefore he puts imposters into diversity positions. Because if these clowns ever try to go before a senatorial hearing, a committee, what do you think they would look like? What would a guy look like who says, take the white conservatives off the radio, put in people of color? Just like that, in a free market, just put him in there. In other words, that's what America needs, whether they want it or not. So if you think that diversity is limited to these clowns in the Obama administration, you're mistaken. And if you think diversity is good for your health, listen to this. Here is a South Carolina mayor, Sallie Peake, who's come up with a no-foot chase policy for her police department. And she was stopped by a CNN reporter who asked her about the no-foot chase policy. Now, notice, I didn't say no car chase. This wonderful genius of a mayor, Sallie Peake, has introduced a no-foot chase. In other words, if you're a criminal, just steal and run, and Sally's on your side. I don't know whether Sallie has a sack waiting there. Well, what mayor would put this in place? Well, listen to this in 21.
As of this date, there are to be no more foot chase.
And that's what I said. That's what I meant. And that's what I said what I meant, and I meant what I said. They are costing us more money on insurance than most citizens here in the city of Welfare.
Are you telling your officers that if they witness a crime, they witness someone commit a crime on someone else, and they're 10 yards away, that they cannot go stop that person?
Is that in there?
It says no chases whatsoever.
Well, that's what I said, no chases, didn't I?
Well, keep going, guys.
I told them no chase on foot. And this guy know exactly what I mean. So you're trying to twist what I was saying.
No, I'm not. You said no chases. No chases means no chases.
You got your story. Thank God. You are so sweet. You got your story on the woman in welfare. Hallelujah. I am so proud of you, Mr. Cato.
I'm just trying to decide what you're telling your officers. I don't think it's out of the question for me to ask you about. You don't feel like this is possibly putting your citizens at further risk?
No, he's helping my citizens.
How so? If someone escapes from the police and they go hurt someone else, be professional.
Maybe I am. May God bless you.
Let's be reasonable.
May God bless you.
Let's be reasonable.
There's diversity in action. There's diversity in action. South Carolina Mayor Sallie Peake coming up with a policy of no foot chases. She didn't even know it was in the policy because she apparently didn't write it. Apparently the criminals wrote it, and she put it in for them. It's unbelievable. There's your country for you. That's what white liberalism has produced in the United States of America. Out of white guilt and good people doing nothing, this is what you're winding up with. Remember, the road to you-know-where is paved with good intentions, my friends. Just remember what I just said to you. The road to you-know-where is paved with good intentions.